Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? I am back with another review of a day at an amusement park, and today I am talking about 10/18/2024 at my favorite park in PA, the one, the only Knoebels Amusement Resort. And it was a really good Hollow Fun Nights Friday I had at Knoebels. And yeah, so anyways, when I first got to Knoebels, I got my wristband like usual. And then after my wristband, I went to go line up at Flying Turns, but it was one of those nights where it was planned to be closed the whole entire night. And like, I hate when I like rope drop Flying Turns only to find out that it's gonna be closed. Like, bruh. And yeah, so after that inconvenience, I went to go rope drop Phoenix instead, because that's my backup first ride of the day when Flying Turns is closed. And yeah, and it was a good first ride of the day on Phoenix. And so after Phoenix, I headed over to Rocco Plane. And then after Rocco Plane, I headed over to Fandango. Shout out William. I don't think I've talked about William in my reviews of days at Knoebels before, but William's a nice, friendly ride-op that I've been interacting with whenever I see him at Knoebels, and we say what's up to each other. And yeah, so shout out goes to William because he was at Fandango tonight. So, and a shout out goes to William in general too. And yeah, so after Fandango, I rode Stratosphere, and then after Stratosphere, I headed over to Twister, and then after Twister, I headed over to, shout out Maggie, by the way, at Twister once again. And then after Twister, I headed over to Flyer, I think that's what it was. And then, after Flyer, I headed over to Grand Carousel. And then after Grand Carousel, I headed over to Italian Trapeze. And then after Italian Trapeze, I headed to Scenic Skyway. And then after Scenic Skyway, I rode Impulse. And then after Impulse, I rode Downdraft. And then after Downdraft, I had 2 more rides on Stratosphere. And speaking of Stratosphere, by the way, I had 3 rides on it when I went to go ride it earlier on in the night after Fandango. And so after those 2 rides on Stratosphere, I got another ride in on Twister. Shout out Maggie once again. And then after Twister, I headed over to Teacups, because I hadn't ridden that in a little bit, and it was my first time riding it on a Hollow Fun Nights visit. And then after Teacups, I did something I did for the first time since August: ride Haunted Mansion. And I'll try not to neglect Haunted Mansion anymore. It is a great dark ride, especially if you ride it at night for some reason. I know it's a dark ride, so if you ride it at night, it's not going to be any different, but the vibes of riding it during Hollow Fun Nights and at night in general is just way different from riding it during the day for some reason. Especially the scares. It makes you like, I can't even find the words to describe it right now, but the scares especially are a different vibe at night for me for some reason. And yeah, so after Haunted Mansion, I rode Knoebels' Tilt-A-Whirl, which was my first time riding it since July, the day before Ace flies with the Phoenix. And yeah, so after Knoebels' Tilt-A-Whirl, I got another ride in on Phoenix. And then after Phoenix, I think that's when I got another re-ride on Rocco Plane. And shout out to this ride-op who like made my car flip like crazy before like the ride started. And yeah, so that's how I know I'm in for a good ride on Rocco Plane. And yeah, so the best I typically get on Rocco Plane anyways is get like the hang time before it flips. Like yeah, if you've ever gotten that before on a Rocco Plane. And yeah, so after Rocco Plane, I had last ride of the night on Downdraft. Shout out Mac. She was working Downdraft tonight, like usual. And yeah, so after that last ride of the night on a downdraft, I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was downdraft. And so after that, that basically concluded my yet another Friday night at Hollow Fun Nights at Knoebels Amusement Resort. So yeah, that concludes 10/18/2024. Another Hollow Fun Nights Friday at the one, the only Knoebels Amusement Resort. Make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this video, and make sure to stay tuned for more coming soon to Coaster Plus Music 19. And make sure to go check out my merch store on Bonfire. I'll have a link in the description. I sell t-shirts, face masks, all the things, so make sure to go check it out. I'll have a link in the description, and make sure to subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you will not miss when I upload a new video, and I will see you in the next.